Bubba Golf, an explosive edge-of-your-seat show that produces boom or bust, impossible for anyone else to replicate. Winning his first Masters in a manner only Bubba Watson could, with one of the most memorable shots in not only Masters history, but golfing history. His approach and radical style of golf effortlessly captured hearts and headlines.
Just like that.
Oh, wow.
But as quickly as he rose to the top, the pressures of fame and fierce competition saw him tumble from grace. How did Bubba Watson's unconventional self-taught approach to golf lead to both his greatest achievements and his most profound struggles? How did he go from fan favorite,
You know, the fans at our sport is different because you're supposed to be quiet, you're supposed to be polite.
to public enemy number one?
Try to. Out of respect and honor for Augusta National.
In this video, we'll explore the rise and fall of Bubba Watson. The self-taught, hard-hitting teenager, Bubba, played for the Milton Panthers, where he established himself as a promising young golfer. His high school performances earned him a slot at Faulkner State Community College. His outstanding play drew the attention of many colleges, including the University of Georgia, one of the nation's best golf programs, and he transferred to complete his collegiate career. Bubba was a vital player for the Georgia Bulldogs, and he contributed greatly to their success and cemented his status as a top amateur golfer. Bubba made the decision to turn professional in 2002 when he joined the nationwide tour, which is now known as the Korn Ferry Tour. He played there for 3 years, and by 2005, he had squeezed onto the PGA Tour for 2006 via the nationwide tour money list. He was unorthodox in the sense that he plays a large curve on many of his shots, but his club at the top of his backswing is in pretty much perfect position because it points straight at the target and is neutral. This means he can move it any way he wants with his setup and manipulate his hand at impact. This new invention of his drew a lot of attention, along with the pink shaft he played in his driver. His unique style earned him his first PGA Tour win in 2010. This victory came at the Travelers Championship, and it remains one of his career's most emotional highlights. Bubba dedicated the victory to his father, who was fighting throat cancer at the
I
time.
just gotta say thanks to my mom and dad. Without them, I'm nothing. You know, my dad's battling cancer right now. Dad, I'm praying for you. I love you.
And the rest of us will too. Congratulations on your first win.
That is a wonderful tribute to the man who introduced him to the game. He revealed in an interview that he was a very emotional kind of person. It became very clear that Bubba wasn't scared of showing his vulnerability to the world.
I want to finish this one. Okay. Try to. Out of respect and honor.
He came within a whisker of picking up his first major at the controversial 2010 PGA Championship. Bubba had the clubhouse lead at 11 under and was matched only by Martin Kaymer after a Dustin Johnson rule contravention. The playoff was an aggregate score over holes 10, 17, and 18. Watson was bombing drives all day, and the playoff was no different, nearly driving the short par 4, resulting in a birdie and a one-shot lead after the first playoff hole. Kaymer made birdie on the 17th, and it was all square, effectively sudden death on the final hole. First to blink, loses. Or not if both players blink. Both players find the rough off the tee. In true Bubba Watson fashion, he went for the green. Unfortunately, he found the water hazard, handing the advantage to Kaymer. Bubba needed to hole out from the back bunker to extend the playoff. He almost hit the perfect shot. It went in, but also came out of the hole. I'm sure we all know how that feels, except we haven't done it under such pressure. Second in the 2010 PGA Championship. Most players would be disappointed with that result, coming so close to the win. Not Bubba. He had another tournament in the back of his mind. Had he made the Ryder Cup team with this result? The first words he said upon losing the playoff were, "Do we know anything about Ryder Cup? That's all I care about." And you better believe that was true. Bubba speaks his mind and wears his heart on his sleeve. And so the smile when he was told yes, he had made the Ryder Cup, you would be forgiven for thinking he had won the tournament. Asked later if he was feeling a mix of emotions, Watson cut the reporter off. "No, I'm happy as can be. An impossible figure not to root for." June 14th, 2011, on Ben Crane's YouTube channel, a music video dropped.
You wanna play with the pros now?
"Oh is the debut single from the Golf Boys. Bubba Watson is one of these golf boys wearing just a pair of overalls, pulling off dance moves, showing a side to all the golfers nobody had ever seen before. If you haven't already seen the video, then I suggest you give it a watch. As it has 8.4 million views and was a roaring success, I suspect a lot of you will have already seen it. There was even a sequel that hit over 5 million views. The 2012 Masters tournament was a defining moment in Bubba Watson's career. Bubba, known for his unusual approach and strong drives, came into the tournament with a burgeoning reputation, but no major championship to his name. Frequently hitting long drives and producing outstanding recovery shots. Bubba was in contention, but 3 shots off the lead. It was going to take something special to clinch the win, and boy, did we get something special. One of the most spectacular Masters endings in history. Bubba found himself in a playoff with South African golfer Louis Oosthuizen. The tension was palpable. The playoff reached its climax on the second hole, when Bubba's drive fell deep in the pine straw, well off the fairway. Advantage, Oosthuizen. He took the safe option 3 wood off the tee, but followed him into the darkness. This is as intense as it gets. Oosthuizen plays first, coming up just short of the green. With the green hidden by trees, most golfers would have taken it easy. But Bubba sensed an opportunity. The last time he did this, it went horribly wrong. He wouldn't be fooled again, would he? This is Bubba Watson. He isn't thinking about that. He sees the shot in his mind. The shot that might make or shatter his dreams. This time, Bubba's artistic genius shone through. He hooked his 52-degree wedge round the trees, right onto the heart of the dance floor, finishing within 10 feet of the hole. The gallery erupted in applause, acknowledging the greatness of what they had just witnessed. It was a shot that exemplified Bubba's fearless approach to golf, blending invention and execution in a moment of pure brilliance. That shot resulted in Bubba Watson having 2 putts to win the green jacket. Bubba clinched his first Masters title. The emotional weight of the victory struck him immediately. As the crowd cheered, Bubba burst into tears of joy, overcome by the gravity of his accomplishment. The victory was more than just a personal success. It was a family success and a tribute to his dad. His mom rushed to the field to give him a hug, wishing his late father was there to see his victory. He held her tight, crying on her shoulder. He admitted relying on his caddy during the pivotal shot. "My caddy told me all the time, you're a good golfer. You're here for a reason. You can do this. You've done this all before. You just have to do it at this moment." That's the thing. We've all hit these shots. It's just doing it at this moment. That's the trick, he said. Bubba's Masters victory had a significant impact on his career. It reinforced his odd and almost reckless playing style and strengthened his trust in his distinct approach to the game, which would prove to be detrimental to his career in the upcoming years. Following his triumph at the 2012 Masters, Bubba Watson experienced a difficult spell, after which he struggled to sustain his form. Despite his apparent talent, Bubba struggled to achieve another victory over the next 2 years. Fans and commentators began to wonder if he could rekindle the magic he showed at Augusta. As much as he tried and even managed to come close to victory, it remained futile. This caused a lot of frustration for both Bubba, and it boiled over towards the end of 2013. The 2013 Travelers Championship, Bubba got off to a terrific start and was in an excellent position to win as the tournament neared its conclusion. Leading by 1 shot, he had a discussion with his caddy whether to hit an 8 or 9 iron on the par 3 16th hole over water. He chose the 9, and it sailed into the water. Off to the drop zone, he went with his caddy. He finished with a double bogey, but that's not the end of this story. It was followed by a very outrageous and unwarranted display of frustration from Bubba, resulting in him blaming his caddy for the club selection and shot outcome. This outburst was caught on camera and went viral, generating a lot of backlash and well-placed criticism. Golf, a sport noted for its gentlemanly behavior, rarely saw such outbursts, particularly directed at a caddy, who is frequently seen as a valued part of the team. In 2014, Bubba Watson experienced a game-changing resurgence. As the year began to smile in his favor, he finished runner-up at the Waste Management Open. Then he had back-to-back rounds of 64 to win at the Northern Trust Open with a 2-shot lead over Dustin Johnson. The win at the Northern Trust Open was just the beginning of an impressive season that would see him return to the top of the golfing world. The 2014 Masters saw Bubba in contention for his second green jacket. He has work to do, though. The tournament was in part defined by 2 holes, the 8th and 9th. Watson and Spieth were the final pairing on Sunday level on 5 under par. Spieth went on to the 8th hole with a 2-shot lead. He would leave the 9th hole 2 shots behind. 3 putting the par 5 8th hole gave Spieth a bogey. Watson holed for a birdie, even Steven. Another Watson birdie and Spieth bogey on the 9th hole gave Watson a 2-shot lead. Spieth had given himself an uphill task. but Spieth was certainly still in contention until Spieth made bogey on the 12th, and then Bubba pulled out his pink driver on 13 and finished off Spieth with a massive 360-yard drive. 2 putts for birdie took his lead to 3 shots. That would be how it finished, both players coming in with all pars. 2 years after his first Masters victory, he collected a second green jacket. This win solidified his status as one of the game's elite players. At Augusta, Bubba showcased his creativity and nerve, particularly on the final day. His play was a blend of precision and power, navigating the challenging course with the same ingenuity that won him his first green jacket. The crowd at Augusta National was treated to a masterclass in golf, and Bubba's emotional reaction to his victory was a poignant moment, reflecting the hard work and dedication it took to get back to this point.
Allergies were real bad that day. Thinking about my mom being there, my dad not being there. When you think about all the things that have happened in my life to get me to that point, the ups and downs in my life brought me to this point.
I got lucky enough to have 2 green jackets. It's amazing to be up here one time to talk. A second time is amazing. His longtime caddy, Ted Scott, referred to Watson's Bubba Golf as a freak show. Watson, who seemingly can't sit still, squirming and fidgeting all along the way, has never taken a lesson. "I can't describe it any other way," Scott said. "I've played golf with him probably 40, 50 times, and every single day that I play golf with him, or watch him play golf, I just go, 'How do you do that?' And I asked him on 18, after he hit the tee shot, 'Are you from Mars or something? Because I don't believe you can hit these shots that you hit.'" The success did not stop in 2015. Bubba continued his winning ways by securing another victory at the Travelers Championship. This tournament had a special place in Bubba's heart, as it was the site of his first PGA Tour win. His return to the winner's circle at this event was a reminder of his journey and growth as a player. Bubba's dominance during this period saw him move up to 3rd in the world golf rankings. Where he didn't improve, though, was in his peers' eyes and the golfing media. Bubba's victories at the Northern Trust Open, the Masters, the WGC HSBC Champions, and the Travelers Championship cemented his legacy as one of the game's greats. That public persona, though, is certainly not mirrored by his peers. It could be said there are 2 Bubba Watsons, one for the camera and one on the course when the cameras are turned off. 103 tour pros were asked who they would be least likely to help in a fistfight. Bubba Watson received 23 of the votes. He got double the votes of Patrick Reed, for God's sake. Bubba Watson pulling off the impossible once again. Finally, reflecting on Bubba Watson's career, it's very clear that his journey has been filled with remarkable achievements and significant challenges. His signature pink driver highlights his commitment to charitable causes. The driver, specifically cancer. His foundation, though, has a more broad charitable cause. Bubba Watson Foundation's mission is to enhance the everyday lives of people in need, with a particular emphasis on helping and inspiring children, young adults, and those associated with the US military. A worthy cause. His rise as one of golf's most exciting players, Bubba has always brought a unique flair to the game. His early victories, like the dramatic 2012 Masters win, where he crafted a miraculous shot from the trees, showcased his inventive style and emotional depth. Winning another Masters in 2014, along with multiple other titles, cemented his status as a top player. However, his journey wasn't without its struggles. In fact, his last PGA Tour win was on June 24, 2018, at the Travelers Championship, a tournament he holds dear for its place in his early success. He had surgery in 2022 on a detached meniscus in his knee, knowing it would be a 2-year process to get back to 100%, but it was the only way to continue playing. The reasons behind this winless streak are varied, including physical ailments, changes in personal focus, and the evolving competitive landscape of the tour. Despite these challenges, Bubba remains a significant figure in the golf world. He signed a multi-year contract with Live Golf worth more than $550 million in 2022. Speaking of the tour, I'm doing something that's fun, energetic, and new. And if you're going to grow the game of golf, this is the way I believe to do that. And so for me, it's all about me and my family. You can imagine Bubba's unique style thriving on the Live Golf circuit if he can get himself fighting fit again. It seems Bubba Watson's story is far from over, with many believing he still has much to contribute both on and off the course. What do you think about his incredible records and achievements? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.